We have constructed our contract till here. Now let's add on some really good features to it. Like we can say that when our contract is working or in the play state, it will work, but it can be paused also or it can be stopped. So what we can do, we can put some functionality where the contract is working, but if we pause it by some kind of button, then all the functionality will get stopped for that time until and unless we again press the pause button to play it. This looks tough, but it is very simple. I'll tell you how to do it. But firstly, the main important thing is that who can pause and play this? Only the owner. We'll only give the owner of the contract the right to play or pause the smart contract or destroy it. So how to do that? We'll first try to create a modifier which checks the precondition that it is only the owner who is calling the function or who is trying to change the state of the button pause. So how do we do it? We'll just go over here. We'll make a modifier. So let's make a modifier which checks the precondition that it is only the owner who is doing it or who is calling the function. So we'll write it as modifier and then we'll call it as only owner. So modifier only owner. So we have to put a require statement in this. Require that whoever is calling should be the owner. So how do we do this? Message.sender. We have already put the owner as the person who has deployed this smart contract. So at that time, the message.sender was pointing to the owner. Now the variable owner has stored this address. Now it will check that if he is the same person or not. Then you put a semicolon and an underscore and a semicolon. What this underscore does, it is a placeholder. So this will have all the data of the function or all the code of the function body so that it can put it right there. This is known as a placeholder basically. So like if we are using a modifier on this, so all this code will be copied after this. Next up, what we will do, we'll easily create a variable, a bool type variable known as pause. And this pause will be assigned as false. So the thing is basically whenever like all this will work whenever the pause is in false. If the pause becomes true, that means the smart contract has paused and nothing can happen. So how do we do this? So that is also very easy. We'll put one more modifier. We'll say modifier while not paused. Okay, so now we'll check if the state of the smart contract is paused or not. So how do we check it? We'll put the value paused, the variable, and then paused equal to false. So what it will check is that if it requires to be false. Okay, so this requires that it shouldn't be false. So now if the paused is false, that means the contract is not paused. It is still playing. And then comma, else it is paused. SC is paused. So now, just a second. Okay, it should be paused. Yeah. So now you know that this modifier will check that it is not paused. So it will require that paused to be false. That means it is not paused. Else it will say that the smart contract is paused. So now we can put the modifier in all the functions out here so that nothing works when it is paused. So we will just copy it while not paused, this name, and paste it all over here. In the pure functions too, we will paste it. Okay, you cannot do it in the pure functions because it doesn't take anything from the smart contract. It is out of it actually. Next, put it in the withdraw function. Okay, so we are done. Now, who can change this? This paused state, who can change it? Only the owner can change it. So we will make a function of changing the pause state. Function, let's say change public, and only the owner can change it. So we have to put the modifier only owner, and we will take the argument from the owner what you want to do, bool, and let's say ch. So now inside this pause equal to ch. So we have covered up till here. Now next what we want to do, so it is basically starting and pausing and playing whenever it is wanting. Okay,